I really want to talk to Kenny. I just want to understand why he did what he did.
You took my sloppy seconds because I turned her down.
Oh, you turned Teresa down.
Ask her.
Although I know why he did it, he's jealous of Wes and definitely doesn't want Wes to be happy.
Like, you know your history, but you decided to just bring it up as an issue of, oh, do you know what? You can have my sloppy seconds.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Challenge Fresh Meat 2. It's episode 4 here. And it starts off with Teresa talking to Kenny about how it wasn't cool to tell Wes about how she tried to hook up with him first. And that, she doesn't like him anymore. But in reality, she's just mad that she got rejected by Kenny.
It's this stupid bull he pulls. I don't care.
Wes, I think this guy thinks about me a lot more than I ever even think about him. I mean, I get it. Teresa's a lonely loser just like Wes. I would hate me too. It's like she couldn't get the top dog, so she gets the hot dog.
Why?
Did you try to pursue something with me first? Yes. Did I not want it? Yes. Did you now wind up with Wes because he's a desperate? Yes. Simple as that.
Damn!
Now, as everyone else is drinking, Pete has made some potatoes that he's quite proud of. When Danny, the greatest challenger of all time, comes up behind him and snatches a handful of them right off of his plate, which doesn't lead to much with Pete himself. Pete should just sit down and be honored that Danny would grace him with his presence in this moment anyways. Like, let's remember here, Danny is the greatest challenger of all time. But it does lead to Danny aggravating his own partner Sydney, and Brandon as well. Then he whips a piece of cheese at Wes.
Sandy, you're very, very
You don't even
right.
know what you're talking about, Wes. Oh.
Danny?
And eventually, he tries to start shit with Brandon. But Brandon's a G, and he isn't going to let Danny being the greatest challenger of all time intimidate him.
You keep looking back here, it's gonna be a problem.
Damn!
Yeah, and I did what you asked me to do, man.
Oh, it was a shame, Danny!
Don't act tough, punk ass. Ain't nobody there.
I hear Brandon.
Nobody scared that bitch ass.
No, Brandon! They want it! They want it! They want it!
Now, as you saw in the ensuing scrum, Wes hit his head softly off the stove and collapsed like he got hit in the back of the head with a baseball bat.
We all got a weak spot.
And then proceeds to latch onto Brandon like a little baby and just gets carried along. But again, this leads to nothing more than Danny and Brandon hugging it out and being like, I love you, bro. I'm so sorry, bro. I was just drunk, bro. I'll never do that, man, if I was sober, bro. I freaking love you, dude.
Oh, dude, bro.
Moving on to this episode's challenge. It's called King of the Wall, and it's quite simple.
One team will compete at a time. Then both you and your partner are gonna start on that dot. And when I say go, you're gonna jump in the water and swim 30 yards to that climbing wall. Once you reach the climbing wall, you're gonna climb all the way to the top. Once you and your partner get on deck, you're gonna ring the bell. The team with the fastest time will win today's challenge. You will each receive these new Callaway Diablo Edge golf clubs.
Again, just another simple challenge to get done, but it probably is harder than it looks.
I'm literally right on Carly's ass, and I'm like pushing her as fast as I can up this wall without making her slip and fall.
Can I get up here?
Potentially have a chance to win this thing.
Now, every pair has done pretty well so far, making it look, pretty easy. That is, until Karate Master Caitlin gets to the wall, and, well, it doesn't go very well for her.
Oh, God.
Jump to this one.
I can't.
You need to be over here. Yes, you can. Come on. There you go.
No.
Oh, my God.
Now, I don't want to be mean here, but Caitlin was the worst. I mean, granted, not everybody is going to be good at things like this, but the way she carried herself and talked about her skills, like how she was so amazing, only to shit the bed in like every challenge I've ever seen her in, is ridiculous. And I feel bad for Brandon having to be her partner. But I will give her props though, because for some reason, She just kept coming back, even though she sucked at the challenges and nobody really seemed to like her that much. But hey, at least she tried. Moving on, the winners of this challenge were Kenny and Laurel, again, and that scares Wes and Evelyn. So they come up with a whole plan here to throw Kenny for a loop and get who they want into exile. Evelyn says that she knows that Kenny thinks the mob is what Wes's alliance calls themselves. Kenny thinks that they're going to vote in Ryan, who is friends with Kenny, so Kenny will ask Ryan who he wants to go in against, and because Kenny and Laurel won the challenge, they get to choose who goes in. But Evelyn comes up with the idea that if they just keep acting like they're going to vote Ryan in, Ryan will tell Kenny that he wants to go against CJ. So Kenny will throw in CJ, who's not a number for him, and hope that Ryan can beat him. But again, the mob isn't going to vote in Ryan. What Evelyn has proposed is to bring Ryan over to their side by not voting in him, but voting in Pete and Jillian, which hopefully would eliminate those two and bring Ryan over to the mob side, leaving Kenny basically alone in the game, and, Ryan is all for it.
CJ and Sydney.
Yeah. Kenny has no idea that I'm kind of being a double agent right now. I'm just trying to keep myself out of exile.
Now, saying that, none of this matters at all. Because Caitlin comes back from the hospital after she hurt her leg with that fall, and all the planning and conniving meant absolutely nothing. Because they all vote in Brandon and Caitlin because she's got a bum leg, obviously. Now, it's the next morning, and Brandon, he's just in a mood. His partner's ass. He's also hurt. There's no way he's gonna win. He knows he's leaving, so he decides to start drinking at like 8 in the morning. And honestly, if I was in his situation, I'd probably do the same thing.
I get ready, go downstairs, and I have a beer. The breakfast of champions. What time is it, like 9?
Like 10 a.m.
Or something.
I'm going out classy. Going out classy.
Of course, CJ and Sydney are the ones to show up back at the house after exile. And they tell everyone that they got to do the exile and get to see what it's like. But in reality, what happened is that TJ tells Brandon that he can't let him go because he loves beers too much in the morning.
Here's the deal. Sydney and CJ, you guys got voted in by Kenny and Laurel. So obviously you're here ready to compete. Caitlin and Brandon, you guys got voted in by the rest of the group. However, Brandon, we here at the challenge will never let any competitor drink alcohol before an athletic activity. Therefore, Brandon and Caitlin, you guys are disqualified. CJ and Sydney, head back to the house. You're still in the game. Congratulations.
And that is the end of Caitlin and Brandon, and pretty much the end of the episode there. Thank you guys very much for joining, and hopefully you guys enjoyed. And have a good one.
You kidding me? Yeah. I will smash his head and eat it.
This is the worst.